The town slept. Silence hung heavy, broken only by crickets chirping. Then a sound. Faint at first, a distant rumble. It grew, a steady rhythm on the tracks. But there were no tracks, not anymore. The train arrived at midnight, a gleaming dragon of iron and steam. It emerged from the swirling mist, its headlight like a single eye. It stopped at the old station, the one they said was gone forever. The train waited. It seemed to breathe, steam hissing from its depths. It was an invitation, a whisper in the night, a promise of adventure for anyone who dared.
Tom lay awake. He felt the rumble in his bones before he heard it. He crept to the window. The train. He had heard the stories, the whispers of a ghost train. He had dismissed them as fairy tales, until now. Tom felt a pull, a magnetic force drawing him to the window. He saw figures on the train, shadowy forms behind misted windows. They seemed to beckon, to call his name. Without a sound, Tom slipped from his house. He ran, feet barely touching the ground, towards the station, towards the light, towards the unknown. He had to see, had to know. He reached the train, his breath forming clouds in the cool night air. He touched the cold metal of the passenger car, felt a thrill shoot up his arm. He climbed aboard, disappearing into the mist and steam.
The train car was aglow with soft golden light. It was like stepping back in time. Velvet seats, polished wood, and the scent of coal smoke and something else, something old. And the passengers, they sat still as statues, yet seeming to shimmer and sway. Their clothes were old-fashioned, their faces pale, their eyes filled with a deep sadness and a deeper longing. Tom recognized them, from the faded photographs at the town museum, from his grandmother's stories. They were the people of the town's past, the ones everyone had forgotten. They looked at him, their eyes filled with a strange recognition. A woman in a long black dress smiled.
A man in a dusty hat nodded.
A young girl, her face streaked with tears, held out a hand towards him.
Section 4. Landscapes Beyond Imagination. The train began to move. It glided, silent and smooth, out of the station and into the night. The familiar town disappeared, replaced by a landscape unlike anything Tom had ever seen. Mountains rose into a sky filled with swirling stars. Waterfalls cascaded down their sides, shimmering like liquid diamonds. Forests teemed with strange creatures, their eyes glowing in the darkness.
It was like stepping into a dream, a forgotten memory.
Tom pressed his face against the cool glass, his breath catching in his throat. He had never felt so small, so insignificant, so utterly awestruck. The landscapes shifted and changed as the train sped through the night, each scene more fantastical, more breathtaking than the last. It was a journey through imagination, through time, through the very soul of the town itself. Section 5. Echoes of the past, whispers of the future. As the train journeyed, the passengers began to speak. They told stories of the town's past, of its joys and sorrows. They spoke of the people they had been, the lives they had lived.
Tom listened, his heart aching with a sadness he couldn't explain. He saw the town through their eyes, felt the echoes of their lives in his own.
With each story, the passengers grew fainter, their forms more transparent. They were fading, their time on the train coming to an end. As the first rays of dawn touched the horizon, the train began to slow. The familiar landscape of the town reappeared, now bathed in the soft golden light of a new day. The train had come full circle. Section 6. A journey's end, a heart's beginning. The train arrived back at the station. The ghostly passengers turned to Tom, their faces filled with gratitude. They smiled, a final farewell, and then they were gone.
The train vanished with a sigh of steam, leaving Tom alone on the platform.
The town was waking. People walked by, oblivious to the magic that had transpired. But Tom saw them differently now. He saw the echoes of the past in their faces, the potential for the future in their eyes.
Tom walked home, his heart filled with a strange mix of sadness and hope. He knew he could never tell anyone about his journey. They wouldn't understand, but he would never forget. He would never forget the ghostly passengers, their stories, their love. He would carry their memory with him, a reminder of the town's past, a promise for its future.